guys, it's Jenny here from Just Jenny Journaling once again. It's just a really, what I'm doing today is the flip through of my little book that I've been doing the series on. I just did a couple of videos, tuck spots, tip-ins and something else, tags I think. Creating, writing journaling space in this book that I actually, first of all was going to use for collage. And it's just a matter of, I've just used those really, tip-ins, tags and put a couple of tuck spots in using supplies that I have. I just thought I'd do a little flip through of what I've got so far. I may add a few more bits to it, but as you can see it's really chunked up. I really love how it's looking, and I can really start using it as soon as now. I want to try and have a quiet time, some quiet family time over the next few days, and have a chance to pop some of my favourite quotes, scriptures, maybe poems, song lyrics, that sort of thing. So I do have one left. I think I made about 4 initially, kept one for myself, and put 3 in the Etsy store. So what I did basically, when I popped these together, the idea was to use them for collage. I think Diane Hubert, I think her shop's the Pretty Pink Cottage. I remember her doing a video once of her doing, she has a little book and she does mini collages in them, and they're beautiful. But I haven't had the time to do that. My friend Becky, she bought the last one of these, I think, and she was going to use hers for inspirational quotes and favourite scriptures and things. And I thought, do you know what, Bex, that's a really, really good idea. So decided then I was going to customise this one and add some bits in. So I'll just go through and let you know, share what I've done. So this is my first and only collage that I did in the spring, and I absolutely loved it. And then I found, I think this here, this beautiful piece of this card was a gift in Happy Mail from Camille at Writing My Renaissance in Australia. She sent that to me in Happy Mail and I absolutely loved it. Well, I do love it. So I popped that in. I've just tipped it in and I've popped some, I used some paper, little paper pad from the works to back onto that. And I just popped some washi, a tiny bit of washi there. If you can see this, it's called Windows, I think. It's beautiful. And also some of my William Morris calendar. I thought I really liked that. And I was really quite pleased with myself because I even managed to match across like you would real wallpaper. I left, I think, small pink and white flower wallpaper circa 1890s. It's beautiful. But I just thought that would be really nice for a bit of journaling in there. This little piece here, these 2 pieces here are from my gift journal swap from Trudy Griffin on the Journal Junkies book swap, journal swap. And she put these delightful little pieces in my journal. So I've taken some of those out to pop in here. And that was, because that was going to be sort of collage, but I think I'll quite happily just journal on this side, and I can open this up and journal on the inside of that too. So let's just get some washi, tiny bit of washi that was. Yes, this was just, I had a book on coffee, and this is this is one of their pages, and I love it. And this was some, I just popped a tiny bit of coffee themed washi on the inside there. I might pop a little bit more coffee. I've got some stamps and things, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. A little bit of washi. This, I think, yeah, it was from my Royal Horticultural Society stash, and I just love the colours. I love the colours as a foil against this little page here from my butterfly book. And just again, I just tipped it in, this beautiful botanical washes from my Art Atelier, from Rosie Art Atelier, and I love it. And I just tip that in. A little bit of layering here with a coffee paper, William Morris wallpaper, and a tiny bit of lace. Might just do a little something there. I could. This tag was in another gift journal from Liz that I featured a few months ago on my channel. She it was lovely, beautiful, beautifully done. She made these lovely tags, and I thought, my word, they're going to have to go in here, just a couple. So I've just tipped those in, tip that in. Tiny bit of botanical washi. Left that as is. May do something else with these as yet. May just pop a little banner across here. Again, that was just for collage initially, but I've just popped a little bit of washi on there, botanical washi. This picture was from the book that I used for some of the images for Trudy's. I did butterflies, bows and bells, and it was sort of like a vintage butterfly and fashion themed journal. But I picked this particular page out for this book. I think is it Elizabeth of Mrs. Cogg's Crafts. She was saying that she tries to pick out a little something from her favourite projects that she, she posts out, but a little something a little snapshot of that she can keep in one of her own journals. I think that's a really good idea. And I basically popped it onto this page with this beautiful, inked this up. This is new, but put it on a market a little while ago, and I just love the way it's turned out. I'll probably do just a tiny bit of journaling under there, but that suits me. And on the back, use some Tim Holtz, a little scrap of Tim Holtz scrapbook paper, and I did this just a little, what's this called, tuck spot, and it houses these things, these little beauties in there. That's from my day book from last year, I think, from last autumn. I hadn't used it, and so I popped it in there, and you've seen how I just decorated that. That's from this month's vintage ephemera box from Rosie, and used the bulldog clamp to do the stamping on that. Daphne's Diary, I think that was some Daphne's Diary sticker. A little bit of blank page there. That was just a paper as is. This was, again, I think this was, I can't remember actually if this was Happy Mail, but I loved it. I love it. And it was, is it William Morris? It's a William Morris, yes, William Morris card. But I just put a little bit of acrylic paint around the edges, and then I tipped it in. I tipped it in with sellotape. I know it looks cheap, but I didn't want to detract from the edging there. I wanted to see through it. So that's why I use sellotape to tip it in on that side, and just some of this botanical washi. And I just went a bit mad with the acrylic paint, but I think it works well. Quite happy with that. A little bit from a tree book. This here is an envelope that was in my the journal from Trudy, and it's beautiful. It's how she decorated it, and I've just popped it in there. And I've just popped this little bit of paper, tiny bit of paper underneath. This Laura Ashley writing paper, so I can write under there. But don't know what I'm doing with this. I did paint chip, and botanical washi. I might pop something in here. Might do. Could do, couldn't I? Pop a little something in, should I wish to. Yeah, so that's that. Just a bit of washi on the side there. You can hear the wind. This is the beginning of half term, guys, and it's rainy and wet and windy. So anyway, so this was from my day book from last winter, I think. I did a few coffee themed pages with and this wasn't used, so I thought I'd use it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It goes nice with this tree a little bit. From a tree book, a bit of washi. from an ephemera box, I think, a while ago. A little bit of washi. And this is from my good friend Laurie from Journal with Law on Instagram. And she bullet journals and makes a few journals herself. And we did well, she sent me a really pretty package of Happy Mail, and this was the message which she popped in it. Thank you, Laurie. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'll pop that in. This here was just scrapbook paper I had in my stash. Popped some botanical washi on it, and this little bit here is from the Happy Mail from Camille, writing my Renaissance, and it came on the same day as Laurie's, believe it or not. This, I think, this Australian stamp, I think, was from Kerry. She's from Australia and ordered one of my journals and sent me a lovely little package of bits and pieces from Australia, which was so kind. Vintage ephemera box, I think. Or was that from my friend Becky? I think Becky gave me some of these. And I popped this washi on the back. You'll see more of that. That's from the ephemera box for October. Yeah. Tim Holtz washi on this side. Washi I've had in my stash for ages, and if you can see it, it's beautiful. Gorgeous. I thought the colours went nicely. This paper, backing paper, this is from a blank stamp collector's album that I picked up in one of the charity shops. This I think was from Becky, my friend Becky, thank you. This is from a little die cut from the Works. From a houseplant book, Daphne's Diary, that's from the Works, and I think it works quite well. Excuse the pun. This is from a book on watercolour, I think, that I've had in my stash, and I just love the colours on this. I love the colours, I love the mood, and so I thought I could quite happily, just look at how well this works, all these colours. How gorgeous is that? So yeah, pop that into the centre of this one. Just a bit of layering there. Card from charity shop. Backed onto some, this was from the Works, I think. This from one of the little paper pads, only about £2. This beautiful set of stamps here was from Kerry in her Happy Mail, and I love it. I love it, and I kept them together. I think it looks so nice on that. And this paper is from the September ephemera box from Rosie at Our Atelier, and this is all the stamps and the things that are in the box. She pops on there, and this is made from wood, this paper, so I popped that in. You've seen me work on this in a previous video, tipping this in and stamping on, adding some extra bits and the William Morris wallpaper. It's the other side of those lovely images from Camille. And this, I can't remember where this is from. Might be Tim Holtz, I think. This is from a little day book. It's got some beautiful images and lovely poems in, all about finding peace within, and I thought that's lovely, peace and contentment, because I think a lot of this book will be about things that I'm grateful for, and I think if we can find gratitude or remember to be grateful for things, it kind of brings you a bit of stability when things are a bit rough. Other side, so that's some of that coffee washi. Love that. That's the washi from this month's ephemera box, and I've just backed it onto some, what did I back it onto some? Oh, some stamp collector's paper, and I've popped and I've washed it in. I think that's really nice. Vintage music paper. And I've just done a little bit of layering there with some washi. Becky gave me this, I think she gave me that, and it's lovely. Coming near to the end now, just a little bit of scrapbook paper that I have in my stash. This was from my stack of Royal Horticultural Society vintage postcards well, vintage style postcards, you know, they're kind of new, but not. Tea dyed it and basically just did a bit of layering on the inside, so I could do lots of journaling there. This is from a greetings card. This is from one of my books in my stash, but this greetings card was unusual because the back was more decorated than the front, and I love this. So I actually stuck it down. Yeah, I stuck it down. So that's the front down there, and then I popped some papers over the top and inked it up, and I really am pleased about that. I may actually still add a few more bits. Coming to the end now, I've left a few bits plain. This gorgeous paper was part of the stash that Trudy popped in to that beautiful journal. And so I thought I'd pop that in there. This is the pocket I've just made in the video. I might list them both below. And using the just scrapbook paper, washi tape from my September ephemera box and the October ephemera box, and then just popped some lace and a little stamp the word right on there. That's from an old ephemera box, I think, in the summer. This was from my like a book, that one of my very early books that I did for me that I hadn't used, so I thought that would go nicely in there. I might write on it, and do you know what? I might not. Don't know. Right then, guys. And that on that side looks like that. Just pop one of the post-its on there with the word quote on it. This is from my book. Blank page, who knew? And this one here, I've just done, I've got a lovely book called Creative Gardening, I think. It's huge, from Reader's Digest, and I will do a share on that sometime soon, because it's worth, if you see it, guys, it's worth putting in. It's really worth picking up. And this is just a tiny little, what's his name? Oh, picture from that. Backed it onto some of this little paper that was in this month's ephemera box. That's from this month's ephemera box. That's from this month's ephemera box, and I've done a video share on just popping that together and tipping that in for popping journaling space. And there you go. Coming to the end. It's really chunking up now. That's my, what's that? Oh, don't recognise that, but it's obviously mine. It's obviously mine, and I love it. Washi, and I've just and this was from Liz's beautiful, isn't it gorgeous? Look how gorgeous this is. A beautiful journal that she sent me. She popped those tags in, and I did say I wanted to use them. This is the back, and that so far is my journal. That's how I've managed to customize it from being a collage journal to actually a journal that I can write into a writing journal. So I hope you found that useful, guys. It's just really pretty, I think. And you know, if you've got a little journal that you like, even with a bought journal, you could use some of these, tip things in, and you know, don't have to be a seasoned journal maker to do that. That was the idea of sharing this with you. So just to say thank you, guys, for taking the time out to look through this with me, share it with me. I hope it's been useful, and I will see you in the next video. Looking at sharing 2 new journals. I'm looking at sharing Meadow and Cornflower Blue. Those will be the next, I think, that we'll be looking at. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.